Hello, today I will show you a little bit about ATV, motorcycle, and motorcycle carburetors. Most of them is going to show you how to clean one thoroughly, and look for clogs, etc., or what parts get replaced when you're rebuilding one. We'll also, I'll try to cover just a little bit of how a carburetor works. I assume most of you people watching this probably already know, so probably know more than me, so I'll shut the fuck up about it and just get to cleaning it and taking it off. So first part, we'll go ahead and remove the carburetor and go from there. Okay, so the carburetor, as you know, this right here is the carburetor. Gas comes here through the fuel line. It's the gas tank. Gravity feeds through the petcock, goes through the fuel line into the float chamber of the carburetor, and there, the carburetor fills up with gas until a float, like the one you'd find in your toilet, rises up, and shuts it off. And when this is filled, because you don't want it getting overfilled. So to take it off on, it's, at least on this three-wheeler, I need to remove the fenders, take off the seat, remove the air box, and that's generally the easiest way to do it on all the ATVs I've worked on. And so you pull that off, pull the gas tank off, and now you can have a good shot. And here's your throttle cable, and it goes down, and there's a little needle that goes down in here. So you're gonna need to remove that. You just unscrew the top. And then here you go. This needle and this little slide right here both move up. They're attached to each other basically, and they move up. And so this one, allows more airflow through the carburetor. This right here allows more gas to come up through the jet. And just some notes about this. Right here, you'll see there's some threads right there. You can screw these threads. It's a little adjustment if you have slack in your throttle. That, or if this right here isn't necessarily tight enough, your throttle won't open all the way. So I find this is loose often, so you just back that out, and until this right here feels pretty good and snug, and you feel like you're getting a good, you're not losing anything there. I guess you just have to feel around with that. And also, is on a carburetor like this, you can essentially adjust the mixture by moving this needle around. And so if this needle, it has at the very top of its head, it has several notches, and you can put it like a little, kind of like a lock washer or Carter key almost, kind of, that you snap around those little grooves, and it adjusts the height of the needle relative to this. So this right here affects your air, this affects your gas flow. So by adjusting the height of that needle relative to this little slide, that will adjust your gas air mixture. And so you do that by you pull these I'm sorry there, you pull your spring, you just pull it all the way up, kick it over here to the side so it kind of sticks against this, and then you'll see that there's this little metal plate down there that once you have the spring pulled up, the metal plate will just fall out. And because the only thing holding it in place is this spring pushing against it. So you move the plate, then you can pop the needle out, and then you can adjust what height the needle is held at. So anyway, FYI. So now I've got the air box off. This is my choke cable right here, and I have the slide needle thinger off. So that's gone, and so now this thing should come right off. I know I said that before, but let's see. It's kind of hard with one hand. Come off, fuck. There we go. So pull it on out, and there we go. There is your typical ATV carburetor. So let me get a little situated and we'll start taking a closer look. Okay, so here we are, got the carburetor off, got a nice little setup area so I can get to taking her apart. Okay, so first thing, let's go ahead and get this piece of plastic off. See how it looks. Okay. Now, as you can see here, here's your choke plate. And I can move the choke and that's how the choke plate works. Essentially that's completely open, allowing all the air that it possibly can. Here's completely closed. You can go anywhere in between and set your choke so that you know, essentially adjusting the amount of oxygen and air you're actually getting. So anyway, so and here is where, you know, air comes from the air box. You limit it by this. It goes through, and then you'll see inside there that this hole actually goes from being kind of big, it chokes down a little bit and gets smaller inside. That's called the venturi. That decrease in you know, the decrease in the hole size creates, when the air passes through here and it gets choked down through, you know, the venturi. You can actually see here on the outside how it goes, you know, it goes from big to smaller, and as it gets choked down, it creates a low pressure, a pressure difference between the air in here and the pressure inside the float bowl. So as the pressure decreases here, there's actually a little, it's kind of hard, you can't really see, but there is a little metal rod that goes from inside here to, and it goes down into the float bowl. So, and when air passes over, you know, over that rod, and there's, you know, creates the low pressure area right in here by, you know, passing over the venturi, gas is sucked up through that rod and squirts out here, and then, you know, into here, and then it mixes with air, comes through this hole, and goes, you know, on, say on a 2-cycle, it would go past your reed valves and go into the combustion chamber and be ready to be ignited. So, and that's all caused by an air pressure difference that sucks gas up here out of the bowl. And so let's go ahead and we'll start taking this thing apart. Generally, you know, I've found in my limited experience that the main problems I have with carburetors are the jets being blocked, and see that little you know, the little metal the jet is actually the little brass tube thing, you know, that goes from, you know, down into the float bowl that the gas sucks up.